Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive your first dose of Moderna vaccine and other vaccines that will be available. Also, if you have already received AstraZeneca vaccine as first dose, you are to visit the vaccination site for the second dose of the vaccine. You have the opportunity to visit any vaccination site with your entire family as provision has been made for you, your spouse and children to benefit from other services such as screening for high blood pressure, diabetes, malnutrition and routine immunization. Vaccination sites will be opened from 8 a.m. daily, Monday to Friday. After vaccination, continue to wear face masks, wash your hands regularly with soap and water and keep physical distance to prevent the spread of COVID-19. All the COVID-19 vaccines used in Nigeria are free, safe and effective. For more information and to register, visit the Oyo State Primary Health Care Board or call this number 080-3352-1781. This message is from the Oyo State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism with support from UNICEF.
Music for marketing and promotional videos. SafeMusicList.com, royalty-free music for marketing.
A lovely morning out there. You're welcome to Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Agodi Secretariat, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to us from in Nigeria and in the diaspora. You're welcome to Aloore Radio. And my name is Aboyede Ojo. I'm here to dish out all the news we have on our dailies to you this morning. With me, I have the Nigerian Tribune and the Punch newspaper. Before we go into the details of the stories, I would give you the highlights of different stories on the two dailies. On the front page of the Nigeria Tribune, I have Southeast monarchs, bishops, other list conditions for peace in Igbo land. While the burning story from the front page of the Punch newspaper says Nigeria lost 898.93 billion naira to pipeline vandalism theft in 9 months. Rider also says oil firms lose thousands of barrels of crude oil to pipeline damage. Vandalism dangerous, crippling revenue generation. This says the experts on that field. Also on the front page of the Punch newspaper says bank begins deduction of loans from chronic debtors account. And on the same front page of the Punch newspaper, Amotekun arrests teenager with 50 kilogram sack of Indian hemp in Osun. Going and moving on to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, it says uneasy calm in Oyo APC over controversial Congress. And also on the same page, the front page of the Nigerian Tribune says NDLEA seizes London-bound cocaine, heroin at Lagos airport. Also on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune says PDP convention fallout and cite details of how governors aided Arakwaja to beat Oyinlola. We'll be coming back for more of the stories in the newspaper, but let's go on a short break. I'll be right back.
kí ló dé tóun tó dáa kì í kún ẹlẹ́gàn lójú ìjọba ẹnjìnìà Ṣèyí Mákindé ọ̀fẹ́ràn ṣekárí mi ni ṣùgbọ́n bọ́lọ̀ ń bá rí ọ nítorí àfẹnuyọ sùsìsì tí ń dùn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ jẹ́yìn náà rí ọ ọ̀pọ̀ àṣeyọrí lórí ìdàgbàsókè níjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti ṣe ẹ̀jẹ̀ sọ díẹ̀ mbẹ́ ó pèsè ọkọ̀ lárìnká sọ̀fin tó tó agbègbè iṣẹ́ ibi kárí ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àfikún àtìrónilágbára fáwọn operation boss dáyẹ́tẹ̀ ìwéré ilé àtàgọ́ ààrẹ ó fi kún agbára ẹ̀rọ ayélujára bí òwìwí gbàwòrán àṣẹlẹ̀ pàjáwìrì sílẹ̀ ńbàdàn commissioning of mobile squad Agrodrum unit lágọ̀ọ́ rẹ̀ wọ́n dáwọ́ lé múgbòòrò ètò ọrọ̀ ajé nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ nípasẹ̀ àgbẹ̀ farm of estates lákùfò èrúwà àti láwẹ́ pínpín ohun ọ̀gbìn fẹ́gbẹ̀rún mẹ́wàá àgbẹ̀ asphalt and equipment níjàyè fífọwọ́síwé mi ni mo ní nǹkan mi sí ọ̀fọ̀ lóṣù péréte ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ mílíọ̀nù fún dènà COVID-19 àbítọ̀nà ọ̀dàjì road lautech vehicle inspection center ìdíàpẹ́ ọ̀nà mọ́níyà ìjàyè sí sáyìn àtàwọn agbègbè dágbègbè níbàdàn ó gbówó oṣù ọdún mẹ́rin kalẹ̀ fún ìṣẹ́fẹ̀yìntì àwọn olùkọ́ gbogbo ọ̀ọ́dúnrún òṣìṣẹ́ dádúró lọ́nà àìtọ́ ló gbà padà tó sì ń sanwó wọn déédéé abẹ́ gbáriwo ó káṣọ ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́ta owó tóbi ń san ẹ̀kọ́ dọ̀fẹ́ ó pín ìwò tún kíláàsì ṣe ó fa lautech padà di tìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ àtúnṣe pẹ̀lú ohun èlò fún ilé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé lọ́pọ̀ bíi mélòó la wà ká tábọ́ ara ẹni tí ń pẹ̀gàn ìjọba Ṣèyí Mákindé má pẹ̀lú ọ̀bọ̀jẹ̀kọ ohun gbogbo tí ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ ni ẹja jọ wò.
Ọ̀yọ́ State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism.
àṣà ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé gbẹ́yẹlé àṣà ò gbọ́dọ̀.
ẹ ǹlẹ́ bàbá àdìo ẹ wo aṣọ ọ̀gbẹ́yẹlé nìkan mọ́ ní ìsìn ẹlẹ́yẹlé gan-an làṣà ń gbé ọ̀rọ̀ ojú òní ìmọ̀ wa rí yín fún. ṣé ẹ rí nígbà tí ìjọba kọ̀ tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ làwọn ọ̀dọ́ ti ṣaṣara bàgbó pé kí gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ́ bí ó kù lágbègbè wa ni wọ́n bá níjọba sọ pé kámórí wá ká fọrùn lẹ̀.
tá ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àdìo ìwọ náà sì tún pẹ̀lú ọ̀bọ jáwúra mi bí wọ́n mọ̀ pé nǹkan tíjọba àpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ń sọ ni pé a lè fi nǹkan tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó ṣàtúnṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa ó dáa àdìo láti gbẹ̀ tí wàá déhùn ṣé eégún kan ti wá yọrẹ sí babaláwo yín bí.
rárá o bàbá.
ní nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé kẹ́yìn ọ̀dọ́ tó fọn níjọba ti yàwó tùlù fún ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò àmọ̀tẹ́kùn pé kí wọ́n fi tọ̀gbẹ́ tààlà láti lé gbogbo àwọn ẹni ibi jáde ní kọ̀lọ̀fín wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣètò ọlọ́pàá scrodom ibi fáàbò gbogbo wa nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ náà ni ṣèjọba tó wáá ṣèyún ní òwà rẹ̀ nìràn lẹ́rù ni ó tún mọ́ ọkọ̀ fẹ́ bí.
ọ̀rọ̀ yín yé mi bàbá àmọ́ ọ̀tọ̀ ní táwọn èèyàn mọ̀ wíìkì.
àwọn ará abi ti tòṣèlú bọ̀ ọ́nù nígbà àtàkùté wọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta òrí wọn lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára táwọn ti ròyìn òfegè ní ibi láti sọ̀jọba gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ní súná bú ni.
bàbá kí làá wàá ṣe ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pọ́nrọ̀ sọkúsọ bíi náà nú ẹ̀rùn ni.
ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ tẹ́ ẹ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ dénú náà ni kẹ́ ẹ sọ fún gbogbo òlù pé orí ìpinnu àṣà ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé gbẹ́yẹlé níjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ dúró lé.
ó ti yé mi bàbá mo sì ń lọ rèé fọ rere rẹ̀ náà nu. iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àṣà ohun ìrìn àjò afẹ́ tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń kéde.
You're welcome back to Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Agodi Secretariat, Ibadan. I am Abuye Diojo, and we are still on the newspaper review for this morning, the 1st of November 2021. And might I say, happy new month to every of our listeners out there. We're moving on to the various stories from our two dailies that we have here in the studio, the Nigerian Tribune and the Punch newspaper. I will be starting from the Punch newspaper with me here, and on page 29, which says Nigeria lost 898.93 billion naira to pipeline vandalism theft in 9 months. It says between January and September 2021, Nigeria lost 898.93 billion naira to crude oil losses and repairs on vandalized pipelines, among others. Documents obtained from the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited revealed this. It says that data from 10 various NNPC reports indicated that the reasons for the repeated product losses and its attendant value shortfall include sabotage on oil installations and pipelines, community interference, production shutdown, etc. For more details of that story, please turn to the Punch newspaper on page 29. Also with me on the Punch newspaper on page 4 of the Punch newspaper, it says bandits kill 2, abduct many in Kaduna Church. And this story has been given out by the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN. Says gunmen suspected to be bandits on Sunday invaded the Baptist Church Kako Daji in the Chikun local government area of Kaduna State and killed 2 persons, whilst calls were said to have been abducted. The president of the Kaduna Baptist Convention, Reverend Ishaya Jangadu, confirmed the incident, but noted that the exact number of the abducted had yet to be ascertained as the time of filing the report. It says, I quote in his words, it says, the incident occurred this morning, which is Sunday, but we don't know the exact number of people who were kidnapped yet. There was no official confirmation from the state government and the police, as the State Police Command spokesman ASP Mohammed Jalige could not be reached when he was contacted. His mobile telephone indicated that it was not connecting. For more details of that story, you can turn to the page 4 of the Punch newspaper. Moving to the Nigerian Tribune on page 5, says Southeast monarchs, archbishops list conditions for peace, security in Igbo land. And the writer says demand release of Nnamdi Kanu, plan to meet with Buhari. Traditional rulers, archbishops, and bishops of all denominations from the southeast on Sunday listed conditions that could be pursued vigorously immediately by the federal government to arrest the frightening security situation in the region. Their demands include the demilitarization of the zone, the proscription of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and the release of its leader Nnamdi Kanu, as well as the government taking practical steps to end the marginalization of the Igbo from the scheme of things. Says numbering 16, the senior citizen in joint statement obtained. Says numbering 16, the senior citizen in joint statement warned that the current hard stance of the federal government on the precarious situation in the southeast could only escalate the tension and dislocation in the zone. For more details on that story, Southeast monarchs, archbishops list conditions for peace, security in Igbo land. You can turn to the Nigerian Tribune on page 5. Also, moving on the Nigerian Tribune, I'll bring this to you. It says NDLEA seizes London-bound cocaine, heroin met at Lagos airport. Says efforts by drug cartels to export different quantities of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and cannabis to London, United Kingdom through the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, were on Thursday scouted by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA). Narcotic officers of the agency, during outward routine clearance of the cargo at narco export shed of the airport, intercepted 20 parcels of cocaine weighing 1.2 kilograms, 23 parcels of heroin weighing 1.4 kilograms, and 39 parcels of 2.35 kilograms methamphetamine, all concealed in black soap packets. For more details on that story, turn to the Nigerian Tribune, which says on page 8, NDLEA seizes London-bound cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine at Lagos airport. For more details and for other stories from the Nigerian dailies here with me, I want to take a breather right now, and I will be right back with you. Note that you're still on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio, and you can link with us and share our platforms on Aloore on various social media platforms, the Facebook, the YouTube, at Aloore Radio. I'll be right back. Congratulations to the people of Oyo State. It's been 2 years of restoration, transformation, and rejuvenation since the advent of Engineer Seyi Makinde as the governor of Oyo State. The pace the state is maintaining its stance on administration, leading in economic restructuring, agricultural reposition, vibrancy in youth and sports, outstanding educational facilities, good roads, job opportunities, security, and many more. This is the people's governor, a hope for better tomorrow. Ride on our governor. Katsi, Aloore Radio, GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan.
我媳妇喜欢是人生人啦，谁啦？我媳妇修我，我以后，哎呀，我说呀， you don't fear, Abi. Now Aloore Radio you dey. If you know they listen to Aloore Radio, you are wrong. You are not doing well. If you dey listen to Aloore Radio, you are doing very well, very, very well. In case you are listening to me for the first time, I'm Pastor Chinko, comedian, the senior man in the industry, the biggest comedian all the way from China. Now Corona sees me for Nigeria. You understand the Pidgin, you understand Yoruba. In case you are listening to me in Nausa, I get name, Sunana Pastor Chinko. In case you be Igbo person, and you dey listen to me. Afambo, Pastor Chinko, Igbo people, you go kwenu. You shout ye there. All of now, when you say you don't know response, you go to shout ye. Na him. Afabo Pastor Chinko, as I said earlier, in case you speak Yoruba so well, Omo Badan kini so ni kila jelana ìwọ tó jẹ panla ló sọ pé ẹran ṣíkì kila fi jókòó kúṣí sí àná lẹ́sọ̀ pẹ̀lú plastic chair tó fi jókòó yẹn ẹlòmí àgbórin ló fi jókòó yóò sọ pé kúṣí sí à. Anyway, all joy. But if you speak Chinese so well and you want to pronounce my name, you don't write it on paper, you record it on your radio, on your phone. Or enemies, you call it this way. Say la for sure. Chinese logo it means Pastor Chinko. Now my name, no be your name. Igara saying Aloore Radio. Keep listening to them. Aye adalati be ogade gbera.
Royalty-free music for marketing and promotional videos.
You're still on to Aloore Radio, and you're still on to the newspaper review from Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio here in Oyo State, Ibadan, Nigeria. And moving on the various stories from the dailies, I want to start with the Punch newspaper on page 41. It says, despite challenges, Nigeria's future remains bright, says Osinbajo. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has said that Nigeria is better and stronger together than separated. He added that despite the challenges the country was currently facing, Nigerians should not lose hope as it remained a nation with great promises and bright future. Osinbajo stated this on Saturday in Jos Plateau State, where he was special guest at the annual Thanksgiving service of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria chapter in the state. For you to know what the Vice President has more to say, you can turn to the Nigeria Punch on page 41. Also from the Punch newspaper on page 18, it says, unvaccinated civil servant pose risk to colleagues. And this is coming from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. It said unvaccinated civil servants pose risk to others. The NPHCDA, in a statement, said the move to get civil servants to get vaccinated was to drive the achievement for herd immunity. The statement partly rates the federal government's COVID-19 advisory for federal workers to get vaccinated against COVID-19 or show proof of a negative PCR test taken within 72 hours prior before they can access their offices by 1st December 2021, seeks to make the workplace safe for everyone. For more details of that story, you can turn to page 18 of the Punch newspaper. And moving to the Nigerian Tribune on page 23, says PDP convention fallout, inside details of how Arakwaja beat Oyinlola. More details emerged on Sunday on how National Vice Chairman Southwest of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Ambassador Taufik Arakwaja, humbled Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola in the election of Deputy National Chairman South at the party's convention held on Saturday in Abuja. PDP in the early hours of Sunday elected Professor Iochia Ayu as its new national chairman, alongside 20 other members of the new National Working Committee NWC that will take office on December 9th. For details of that story on the PDP convention fallout, you can pick up your Nigerian Tribune, page 23. Also on page 24 of the Nigerian Tribune says uneasy calm in Oyo APC over controversial Congress. Uneasy calm pervades the All Progressive Congress APC in Oyo State following the emergence of Isaac Omodeu as chairman of Oyo APC at the Saturday State Congress of the party. Omodeu emerged amid drama to include some party members faulting the delegates list and asking for suspension of the Congress. Chairman State Congress Committee Lorna Gambo prevented from leaving his hotel while Committee Secretary Abdullahi Bello conducted the Congress that began at about 4:30 p.m. For details of that story, you can turn to page 24 of the Nigerian Tribune. I'm still staying with the Nigerian Tribune and moving on to page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune says on federal roads, federal government owing Ogun 300 billion naira, says Abiodun. The governor of Ogun State, Governor Dakpo Abiodun, has revealed that the federal government is owing the state over 300 billion naira as money spent on the rehabilitation of federal roads across the state. He made this known while playing host to members of Igbobi College Old Boys Association who paid him a courtesy call in his Okemosan office. The governor, who lamented the deplorable condition of most of the federal roads in the state, also said a sum of 13 billion naira will be needed to reconstruct the failed portion of the Lagos-Ota Abeokuta Expressway, while adding that 75 billion naira will be needed to fix the entire stretch of the road. For you people that apply the roads often, you know the condition of this routes right now. And for you to know what the governor of Ogun State is saying about these roads and what next, you can pick up the Nigerian Tribune to page 25. Federal roads, FG owing Ogun 300 billion naira, says Abiodun. And on this a rather mixed feeling story, says 55-year-old Joe Oke Odumakin gives birth to twins 6 months after husband's death. Dr. Joe Oke Odumakin, the widow of the late spokesperson of Afenifere, Yinka Odumakin, was delivered of a set of twins, a boy and a girl, at a United States of America hospital on Wednesday, October 27, 2021. This is according to a release posted on her Facebook account on Sunday. According to the release, the mother and the babies are in excellent health condition. We can only say congratulations and God bless the little ones. Also moving on to the newspaper here with me on the Punch newspaper on page 41 says Oni worries over Ife roads, knocks FG Oshun. Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, has accused both federal and state governments of abandoning roads in the town. The monarch said the poor state of roads had made transportation of persons and goods within Ife very difficult. Oba Ogunwusi spoke on Sunday at the inauguration of a 700-meter road at the popular Odo Ogbe Market, Ile-Ife, facilitated by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Legislative Matters, Senator Babajide Omowuwari. A statement by the Director of Media and Public Affairs of Oni Palace, Moses Olafari, on Sunday further quoted the royal father as saying, and I quote, "I really do not know our offense in Ife to deserve the poor road network that surrounds us. It is not enough to call Ife the source. This city deserves to be treated as the true source of humanity that it is." End of quote. And these words are coming from the monarch in Ife, the Oni of Ife, Obadeye Ogunwusi. If you want to know the details of that story, you can turn to the Punch newspaper and page 47. We'll be right back after this short break to give us more news from the dailies. You're listening to Aloore Radio.
Hello mama, kina lafiya?
Duk muna kalau lafiya ta kalau. Ko ka ji wannan sabon labari?
Wani labari fa?
Cewa gwamnatin jihar Oyo ta fara bada allurar rigakafi game da COVID-19 shiri na 2.
To, wadalla.
Dan Allah dana kada ka yarda ayi ba da kai ba. Ka je ka karbi wannan allura saboda ka samu kariya daga wannan cuta COVID-19.
Gaskiya ban samu na karbi na farkon alluran ba, saboda maganganu da mutane suke faɗa game da wannan alluran.
Kar ka ji faɗa-faɗan da mutane ke faɗa game da alluran nan, ba ta da wani hatsari da za ta yi wa jikinka. Wa'annan faɗa-faɗan duk ƙarya ne. Alluran ba ta da wani cuta da za ta kawo wa jikinka. Na karbi na farko kuma na karbi na biyu. Lafiya ta kalau ba abin da ya same ni insha Allah.
Ha baba, ina fata kina amfani da face mask ɗinki. Kuma kina wanke hannayenki kowane lokaci. Kuma ki goje shigar taro inda akwai mutane da yawa.
Da abubuwan nan ina yin su. Dole mu ci gaba da yin su domin mu samu kariya daga wannan cuta.
Wai ina ake bada wannan alluran nan?
Ka je kowane asibiti da ke kusa da kai ko kuma ka je Oyo State Primary Health Care Board wanda ke a cikin secretariat.
To mama, ni da iyalai na zamu je mu karba wannan alluran insha Allah.
Nagode dana. Allah ya mana jagora. Tau, duk ɗan da ya cika shekara 18 yana bukatan ya je ya karɓi wannan allura ta rigakafi ta COVID-19 wanda ake bada shi a asibitocinmu. In ka karɓi na farko ana sanar da cewa ka karɓi na biyunsa. Wannan sanarwa ta zo daga ma'aikatar yada labarai, al'adu, yawon bude ido ta Oyo State da goyon bayan UNICEF, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism with support daga UNICEF.
Kéré o ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ fífúnni ní ìṣíkejì abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ ajé ọjọ́ 23 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún 2021. Ìwọ tí o bá ti pé ọmọ ọdún 18 lọ sókè tí ò tí ì gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 kàn sí ibùdó tí wọ́n ti ń gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára yìí tó bá súnmọ́ láti lọ gba abala àkọ́kọ́ abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 tí a mọ̀ sí Moderna tàbí ìmíì tó bá wà nílẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ 23 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún 2021. Bákan náà ìwọ tí o bá ti kọ́kọ́ gba abala àkọ́kọ́ abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 AstraZeneca à ń retí rẹ láti kàn sí ibùdó tí wọ́n ti ń gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára láti gba abala kejì abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára yìí èèyàn abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára AstraZeneca. Gbogbo ibùdó tí wọ́n ti ń gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára fún ti àrùn COVID-19 òní yóò máa wà ní ṣíṣí ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé sí ọjọ́ ẹtì bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti aago 8 òwúrọ̀. Lẹ́yìn tó bá wá gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára yìí tán rí i dájú wípé òun tẹ̀síwájú láti máa lo ìbòmú òun fọwọ́ rẹ̀ déédéé pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ àti omi. Bákan náà òní kó máa ta kété níbi tí àwọn èèyàn bá pọ̀ sí láti dènà ìtànkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19. Gbogbo abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 tí à ń gbà ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ọ̀fẹ́ ni ààbò tó péye sì wà lórí wọn. Àjẹbí ìdánsì ni wọ́n pẹ̀lú. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ sí o lè kàn sí àjọ tó ń bójútó ètò ìlera lábọ́dé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tàbí kó pe nọ́mbà yìí 08033521781. Nọ́mbà òun lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 08033521781. Ìkéde yìí wá látọ̀dọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fọ́rọ̀ ìròyìn àṣà àti ìrìnàjò afẹ́ pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn àjọ UNICEF.
It's good to know that you're still with us on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Agodi Secretariat, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. And for you to join us on Aloore Radio, you can join us on our various social platforms, the Facebook at Aloore Radio, on the YouTube at Aloore Radio, on our website www.alooreradio.com, and mobile apps available on Android Play Store at Aloore Radio. Place you can share, continue to share, and continue to share at Aloore Radio. I'm still on to the newspaper review from the station here, and with me I'm going through the Nigerian Tribune and the Punch newspaper. And on the Tribune on page 30, it says federal government denies paying 800,000 as survival fund, says it's fraud. The federal government has denied paying 80,000 naira to Nigerians as survival fund, describing the social media campaign as fraud. A statement by the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment reads, and I quote, "The attention of the steering committee of the MSMES Survival Fund and the Guaranteed Offtake Stimulus Scheme, headed by the Ministry of State, Industry, Trade and Investment Ambassador Miriam Katangum, has been drawn to an ongoing fraudulent social media campaign requesting individuals to drop their account details on a WhatsApp platform to access 80,000 naira as stipends under the payroll support scheme." End of quote. According to the statement from the Office of the Special Advisor to the President, Tola Johnson, the procedure for the implementation of all tracks of the Survival Fund and Guaranteed Offtake Stimulus Scheme does not require public display of account details to individuals or group. For more of that story, you can turn to the Nigerian Tribune on page 30. And coming to a gradual end of the dailies, I'm taking the last story for this hour from the Punch newspaper on page 12, which says NECO delays examiners' stipends. The National Examination Council is yet to pay its examiners their stipends despite the conclusion of the marking process for the 2021 Senior School Certificate Examination, which was concluded 2 months ago. It says some of the examiners who lamented their plight to our correspondent wondered why the council would refuse to pay and still go ahead to release the results to the students. For more of that story, you can turn to page 12 of the Punch newspaper. NECO delays examiners' stipends. And that's where, on that note, we've come to the end of the dailies from Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio here in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. And as I said earlier, you can join Aloore Radio on various social platforms, on our Facebook at Aloore Radio, on the YouTube at Aloore Radio, and on the website www.alooreradio.com. And Aloore Radio is also available for you on the mobile apps on the Android Play Store at Aloore Radio. Please, you can continue to share this on your various social platforms. Share to your friends, share to your peers at Aloore Radio. My name is Aboyede Ojo. It's nice having you with us, and please continue to listen to Aloore Radio. Thank you for being there. Good morning.
Music